Hey y'all, I'm in the kitchen today making some things that I can put in the freezer for our upcoming beach trip. We used to go out to eat, but our family has grown and prices have grown. And for all those reasons, for the last few years, I cook most of the food that we eat at the beach. And I don't want to cook it down there. I want to cook as much as possible ahead of time. So one of the things that I'm preparing today is sort of an appetizer, but one of the nights that we like to have is appetizer night, and we just have all kind of snack food for supper. One of the things that I'm making today is one of those appetizers. It's called olive cheese bread. This is actually an old Pioneer Woman recipe, and I've been making it for years, and my family just loves it. Oddly enough, even people who think they don't need olives love the olive cheese bread. So right now I've just diced 4 or 5 green onions, and I really just used the bottoms of them because they were old and the tops were really wilted and needed to be thrown away. So I'll just add those to my bowl. By the way, many of you have noticed my disposable cutting boards. Dixie brand used to make disposable cutting boards, and I love them. I bought a big pack on Amazon, and people always ask me about them. For some reason, Dixie has stopped making those, and I'm not that upset about it because I found these and they're not paper. So I can use these for all the things in my recipe without worrying about the wetness for many of it tearing up my board and having to use a second one. So I really like these. They're plastic, they're flexible, they're disposable. I'll put them in my Amazon storefront cart. And you can find that on my link tree. But as I was saying, I added those to my bowl, and now I have a jar of green olives. I'm just gonna chop those. I've drained the liquid off of them. The recipe called for 8 ounces, but this was a 7-ounce jar. It's just what Walmart sent me. But do make sure you buy stuffed olives. Did you ever hear me tell the story about right after I got married and I thought I'd open a catering business? One of the things on my menu I had never made before, and in my naivete, I thought, well, I can make cheese straws with an olive stuffed in them, and I did not buy pitted olives, and I didn't taste them. I just made them, gave them to the lady who purchased the order. She never said anything to me, but I hope no one at her party broke a tooth. Because if you've ever eaten an olive that was not pitted, you know what I'm talking about. I chopped those green olives. Now I have the same amount of sliced black olives. I ordered chopped black olives, but of course they substituted. So I'll just chop them myself. Roughly 8 ounces of black olives. I've added roughly 8 ounces of chopped black olives to my bowl. I have a stick of softened butter and a half a cup of mayonnaise. Just stir all that together. I really needed a bigger bowl because the final ingredient is 1 pound of shredded Monterey Jack cheese. Now, of course, you can shred your own. Maybe you should, but I didn't, and it's okay. Definitely needed a bigger bowl because that's only 8 ounces of my cheese. If you know me, you know how aggravated I am right now. I'm lazy and I do not like to mess up any more dishes than are absolutely necessary. There's the second bag. Here is the beauty of this recipe. Take this mixture and we're gonna spread it all over each half. You will have plenty of that mixture, so really pile it high. And if you're not gonna bake it yet, and I'm not going to, I'm gonna freeze it. So I like to take a piece of wax paper. I'm out of wax paper, so I'm just gonna use some plastic wrap to kind of create a barrier. Mash that topping down really well on it. And now I'm just gonna seal up each half in some foil to store in my freezer. Now make yourself a note on the outside of your foil so that you don't forget to take that plastic off before you bake it. Because these can be baked from frozen. All I'll have to do is take off this top layer of aluminum foil, remove that piece of plastic wrap, and I'll leave them open face and I'll bake them at 350 degrees for about 25 minutes. You will not believe how delicious this is. I hope I remember to film it for you, but if I don't, just give it a try. This is one of the best appetizers you will ever have. Like I said, even if you don't love olives. Okay, y'all, go have a good day.